Good afternoon. So we're doing another article. Let's jump right in. So as you can see, it's about a car crash. And I checked, and thankfully no one died. If it was like a fatal crash, I probably wouldn't do a video on it. But yeah. So here's the headline: Avtovatar Ararat Marz. Tigrana Sheni Voran Narum Bachvelen Toyota Land Cruiser Yev Mercedes photo reportage. So Avatar is like accident or incident, and obviously it's got avto tacked onto the front, so it's like a motor accident. Ararat Marz, so one of the 12, I think it is, provinces of Armenia. It's called Ararat, obviously named after the mountain. So it took place in that Marz. Tigrana Sheni Voloran Nerum. So Voloran is like a bend or like a curve in the road, and obviously Armenia is a pretty mountainous country. You can see there's a lot of areas where there's like a highway where for ages you've got these quite acute sort of curves, and yeah, I guess that's what happened here. Bachvelen, so collided basically. They collided, and yeah, they've obviously just decided with these car brand names it would look maybe too strange to kind of transliterate them in Armenian, so they've just put them in Latin letters. But they've still got, the definite article and stuff. Photo reportage, so that's pretty self-explanatory what that means. So, first paragraph. Այսօր փետրվարի 18-ին ավտովթար է տեղի ունեցել Արարատի մարզում ժամը 14-ի սահմաններում Երևան-Մեղր ավտոճանապարհին Tigrana-Sheni Voran-ներում բախվել են Mercedes մակնիշի և Toyota Land Cruiser մակնիշի ավտոմեքենաները. So basically saying today, so 18th of February, a motor accident took place, տեղի ունեցել, referring to the past of տեղի ունենալ. So yeah, in Ararat, the Ararat Marz. So yeah, when they're saying Jama Tasnashozi Samanarum, they're saying like in the region of that time, so they're not saying exactly 2 o'clock, but yeah, roughly about that time. Yerevan Mechar Avtojanaparin, so on that road. Tigrana Sheni Voloran Narum Bachvelen, and Magnish is like the brand, like the type of car. So that's what that means. Ինչպես հայտնում է ֆոտոլրագրող Գագիկ Շամշյանը, վթարի հետևանքով ըստ նախնական տեղեկությունների բարեբախտաբար թուժածներ չկան. So that's good because they're basically saying, so ինչպես հայտնում է, so as reveals, or yeah, according to, but basically the photolragro is, well, lragro is journalist, so obviously it's like a photojournalist. Gagik Shamshana, Vitari Hetevankov, so Vitar is incident, Hetevank is consequence, and they've got the instrumental case, so it's like as a consequence of the incident. Ust is a preposition meaning according to. So you see ust nachnakan tehekutuneri. So we've got the genitive case there. So they're basically saying, so nachnakan is like kind of preliminary or initial, and then tehekutun is information. So they're basically saying according to preliminary findings or information. Barebachtabar, which is a nice adverb meaning like fortunately or luckily. Tujatsner Chakan. So Tujats is like suffered. So they're saying Tujatsner, the plural. So basically they're saying there's no victims. So Tujatsner Chakan, there are not. Tujatsner Chakan, there are no victims. օպերատիվորեն դեպքի վայր են ժամանել ՀՀ ներքին գործերի նախարարության ոստիկանության բարակային ծառայության Արարատի մարզի գումարտակի երրորդ վաշտի փարակները գումարտակի հրամանատար Գրիգոր Բաբաջանյանի գումարտակի հրամանատարի տեղակալ Աբել Վաթանյանի վաշտի հրամանատար Գարուշ Սարգսյանի և վաշտի հրամանատարի տեղակալ Սահակ Թադևոսյանի գլխավորությամբ. So, bit of a long sentence there, but they're basically saying operative depki vire, so like the place of the kind of the operations or the call out in Jamanel, so like departed Hayastani Hanapetutun, the Republic of Armenia. Nerkin Godseri is like of internal affairs, and Nerkin Godseri Nakhararu Tun is basically the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Vostikanutian is police, of police. Parakayan, yeah, it's such a long sentence. Parakayan, I think, is like, I know what it is, but I just can't think how it's like troops, kind of, or like cadets, I suppose. Tsarayutian, Ararati Marz. So Tsarayutian is like sort of those internal affairs ministries, police troops service. The Gumartak is kind of like squadron. Some of these words you see a lot relating to sort of military things. Ararati Marzi Gumartaki, so yeah, sort of that kind of squadron. I think Vashti is kind of the same or similar thing. Let me double check on Vasht. Kosmovats. Yeah, I think it's just like squadron, I guess, or what do they give the English as? Company, or yeah, it's basically like a sort of military or kind of emergency response grouping. Yeah. Paragnara Gumartaki Hramanatar. So Hramanatar is like commander. Grigor Babajanyani Gumartaki Hramanatari Tahakal, so commander's aide or assistant. Tahakal Abel Vartanyani Vashti Hramanatar Garush Sagasyani եւ Vashti Hramanatari Tahakal Sahak Tadavosiani Gulkhavorutyamp. So Gulkhavorutyamp is like with the leadership or the overseeing done by those people. As I understand it. So Taratska Samanazatel Yev Tsarautunen Katarel Nuin Vashti Paragner Vladimir Ghazariana Yev Volodya Hovhanessiana. So basically saying these guys, so the like people from that kind of squadron or like emergency services. So Samanazatel is like, certainly in the UK we would probably say it is like fenced off or kind of just closed the area, I guess, because Sahman is border and Azatel is like kind of separate or free. But let me just check the whole word because I don't want to get this wrong. Let's have a look. Let's check. Oh, no, won't load. Okay. Let's check which is Saman of Zatel. Yeah, so sorry, it's Saman and Zatel, not Azatel, because that's something different. So yeah, like shut off, demarcate, divorce. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, you have Tarayutun and Qatar, so sort of they're basically carrying out their services. Vitali Pastov, so Vitar, we know is incident. Past is like fact, so basically saying like with the matter of the incident or the fact of the incident. Perter, I think is it just Paragneri Tarayotun? Let's check. Okay, so Parkarar Tarayotun. So it's basically like emergency services or rescue services. So that's that. Ararat Marz Gumartakum Pasta Tuchteren Devakarvum Vorteg El Parzvumen Varot Neri Inknutuna. So in that kind of squadron, let's just what word do they give for Gumartak? I have interest. Let's have a look. What do they translate it as? Battalion? Yeah. I mean, that's more in army terms, but yeah. Pasta Tuchter is like sort of like official documents, because Tucht is paper. Like if you could think of it as like fact papers, so probably like findings or investigative documents. And Devakarvum, I have to double check on this. I think it would be like I'm guessing maybe it's like producing those documents, but I can't really remember what this word means, so let's check. And Devakarbel Anrajest Gratsumner Katarab, so like to carry out necessary kind of registrations of documents, to register officially. So it basically means they're kind of officially logging the incident. Vorteg, where Parzvumen Varotneri Inknutuna, so Inknutun is identity, the identity. Varotneri, of the drivers. Parzvum, it's like being clarified. So basically what they're saying is where also they are clarifying the identity of the drivers. Lustan Carnera, so the photos were by Sambat Petrosiani. And then that was obviously the end of the article, but then they added something. So you see here, it's got Tanutsum, which is like update or like refresher. So Yentarayal Hansanki Mej Kaskatsvoha Kam Megadoroa Harmarvume and Mech Kanidernara Megavolution Apatsutsvats Che Kreakan Tatabarutian Odenskarkov Samanvats Kharkov Tatarani Orinakan Uji Mej Metats Tatav Chirov. So bit of a complex sort of sentence there, but basically let's break it down a bit based on what I know. I think I broadly understand it. So Yenta de Real is like assumed, or assumed, I would say. Hansank is crime. So, and Kaskats Voha Kam Mechadavoa is like basically the suspects, because Kaskatsel is like to suspect, basically, I think. And then Kaskatsvel would be being suspected, and then Kaskatsvoh is like the present participle, and it's been nominalized. So it's quite a complex sort of noun, really. But yeah, Kaskasvoh Kam Megadavoa Megadrel is more like to blame. So they're basically saying the suspected one or the blamed one. Harmarvume and Mech. So basically they are regarded, Hamarvum, as, I'm pretty sure Anmech is like means that they haven't been able to trace them, but let me double check. I'm pretty sure it means something like that. No, I was wrong. It means innocent. Okay. Yeah, Mech Chunetsoch, so it's like with not having blame. Cool. So Kani der nara megavolutun abatsutsvas che. So they're basically saying Kani der is like since or because. Nara megavolutuna, so their blame or his or her blame. Abatsutsvas, proven, but che, so it's not proven. So yeah, essentially they haven't got a case to kind of prosecute the person or people. Abatsutsvas che, Kreakan, Tatavarutyan, Orenskirkov, Samanvats Kharkov. So yeah, Kreakan is like criminal, Tatavarutyan, Orenskirkov, Samanvats Kharkov. I think this would probably mean something like, according to the sort of, honestly, I'm not sure. I kind of something like according to what's set out in law that they can't. Is Datavaru tune? I think is something to do with courts. Kan Datavaru Tian Orensgig. Yeah, I think it's like the legislation of the criminal kind of Tatavaru tune. I just need that word because it's driving me nuts. Tatavaru tune. What are they translating that as? Yeah, like case or litigation. It's like criminal case or trial. Tatarani Orinakan Uji Mej Metat Tatav Cherdov. So yeah, this is kind of the hardest bit is right at the end. So Datarani is like of the court. Orinakan I think is like relating to, it's like exemplary or of an example. Uji Mej, so in strength. Matats entered. Datav Cherdov. Datav Chir is like a criminal sentence. Like a term sentence, like a duration of time in prison. But I just don't quite get the sentence. I don't know if it's like sort of political jargon from. Let me see what comes out as. With the judgment of legal force, yeah, it's basically. I assume it's probably just they're sort of citing the kind of the criminal legislation documents of the court process in Armenia. So yeah, some more pictures there, but yeah, the main thing is, thankfully, or at least according to this report, the people involved were fine, so that's good. And yeah, this is on shamshian.com. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit of a shorter article today. Yeah, any feedback, let me know. Thank you very much for watching.